Let me tell you a story that will warm your heart, make you think, and maybe even leave you a little teary-eyed. This story takes us back to Kansas City, Missouri in 2013, and it's about a man named Billy Ray Harris. Now, Billy Ray wasn't someone most people would notice walking down the street. He was homeless. For years, he had been struggling to survive, often sleeping under a bridge and relying on the kindness of strangers who dropped spare change into his cup. He didn't have much. In fact, he barely had anything. But what he did have was a sense of honesty and integrity that money can't buy. One chilly February morning, Billy Ray was sitting outside, cup in hand, as people walked past. Among them was a woman named Sarah Darling. She was just going about her day, rushing by, when she spotted Billy Ray. Wanting to do a small good deed, she reached into her purse and dropped some change into his cup. But here's the thing, without realizing it, she dropped more than just coins. Later that day, Billy Ray checked his cup. Inside, along with the coins, he spotted something unusual. At first, he thought it was just a trinket, maybe costume jewelry. But when he held it up to the light, he realized it was a diamond engagement ring. Think about that moment. You're cold, you're hungry, you have no idea where your next meal is coming from, and suddenly, in your hands, you're holding a diamond ring worth thousands. That ring could have changed everything for him. He could have pawned it, sold it, traded it for food or shelter. No one would have known. No one would have blamed him. But Billy Ray paused, and then deep inside he thought, this isn't mine. Someone is missing this. Someone loves this ring. So he kept it safe. The next day, Sarah, realizing the horrifying mistake she had made, she had been fiddling with her jewelry earlier and had slipped her engagement ring off into her purse for safekeeping. She retraced her steps and found him again. Nervously, she asked, I don't suppose you happened to see a ring in your cup yesterday? Billy Ray looked at her and reached into his pocket and without hesitation pulled out the ring. He handed it back to her as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Sarah was stunned. She couldn't believe it. Here was a man who had nothing, and he had chosen honesty over desperation. But the story doesn't end there. Sarah was so moved by his integrity that she told her husband. Together, they decided they wanted to do something to help him. They set up an online fundraiser, thinking a handful of friends or locals might donate a little something to get Billy Ray back. But then something extraordinary happened. The story went viral. News outlets picked it up. People all over the world read about Billy Ray Harris, the homeless man who returned a diamond ring instead of pawning it, and their hearts were touched. Donations started pouring in from strangers across the globe. Some gave $5, others gave hundreds. The campaign went beyond Sarah and her husband's expectations. By the end, people had donated over $190,000 to Billy Ray. Imagine that. One small act of honesty, returning a ring, led to hundreds of thousands of people giving back to him. But here's the part that makes it even more beautiful. The money was life-changing, of course. Billy Ray was able to buy a house. He bought a car. For the first time in years, he wasn't wondering where he was going to sleep or what he was going to eat. But something even more important happened. He reconnected with his family. Billy Ray had been estranged from them for more than 16 years. They didn't know where he was, if he was even alive. But because of his story spread so widely, his family saw it in the news. They reached out, and Billy Ray was reunited with his loved ones after nearly 2 decades apart. Later, Billy Ray said something that really stuck with me. He said that money was a blessing, yes, but the greatest gift was feeling like he was part of the world again. The people saw him, cared about him, and wanted him to succeed. And I think that's what makes this story so powerful. It's not just about a ring, it's about the ripple effect of one good decision. Billy Ray could have chosen differently. He could have taken the ring and disappeared, and no one would have ever known. But because he chose honesty, his life changed. And because he chose honesty, the world got to witness a story that reminded us all of the goodness that can exist in people, even in the darkest of times. So the next time you find yourself doubting humanity or thinking small choices don't matter, remember Billy Ray Harris. Remember the homeless man who had nothing but gave back something priceless. And in return, the world gave him back his dignity, his family, and a second chance at life. So, Billy Ray sounds pretty awesome. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.